Hello, welcome to this overview of ESS BIZTOOls Business Plus newsletter. We produce Business Plus newsletter once a month and upload it to our website on the second Friday of each month. I'd like to give you a brief overview of what's included. You can now see the homepage of ESS BIZTOOls, and on the left-hand side we have details of the content within the 4 product packages that relate to ESS BIZTOOls. Business Plus newsletter is available in each of those 4 categories. So whichever level you're subscribing at, you receive the newsletter each month so that you can badge it and send it to your clients and prospects. So I'm going to call up the Business Plus newsletter now. There's some briefing material about what newsletters are about and the benefit that they have for bookkeepers and accountancy firms. I'm going to download the content so that I can share it with you. We're up to edition 236. We've been producing this newsletter for our subscribers for over 17 years. There's been thousands of articles written, all targeted at helping bookkeepers and accountants to be able to deliver real advisory services to your clients, to save you having to do all the research. We do it for you. And we have the supporting articles. And many of the items that we write about, there are supporting articles within the ESS BIZTOOls system, so that if you get an inquiry about debtors management or the research and development taxation benefits or starting a business, you have the resources to be able to answer your client's question. So I'm now going into edition 236, which was the March edition, and I'm clicking on to the material. Those other items that are mentioned are supplementary articles that are available to assist you to have an understanding of what the products are about. So the Business Plus newsletter is now on the screen. We have between 4 and 6 articles in each edition, and they're targeted at clients at different levels of their business interest. They might be someone that's contemplating going into business. They might be someone who's aspiring to scale up, to take their business from their current turnover, let's say $1 million, to $3.5 million in 2 years' time. That's definitely scaling up. It might be a CEO who's interested in raising capital, and he's heard about, or she's heard about, Section 708 of the Corporations Act, or heard that a private company can raise up to $5 million in 12 months. That's as a crowdsourced funding equity raising company. Or they may have heard that investors can get a taxation benefit by investing in some companies. That's true also. That's an early stage innovation company. You would have access to the material so that you have those resources to be able to advise your clients. And it's very important that accountants and bookkeepers are able to deliver this knowledge to your SME clients, because who else do they go to? They need advisory services supplied to them on an ongoing basis throughout the year, not just at the end of the year. The tax return is not the big event. It is the daily, weekly, monthly cycle of real business management, so that a problem can be fixed as soon as possible, not left for months. Our suggestion is that you would review the newsletter, which we upload to our website on the second Friday of a month at 12 noon AEST, we send you a video and suggest that you work your way through this newsletter. It's normally only 4 A4 pages. Sometimes it's a little bit longer if there's a major issue. And you consider who might be interested in this article. Let's look at it. Research and development lodgement date. Who of your clients have been undertaking research and development? Have you completed their tax return for 30th of June 23 yet? If not, if they're wanting to claim research and development, they must have prepared the research and development incentive application registration form and lodged it with Oz Industry by 30th of April. And when I say they have to complete it, undoubtedly I know that you will be assisting them to complete that form, probably preparing most of it. But hopefully you will have had the opportunity to check what your client's been doing. In ESS BIZTOOLS, we have a full system on research and development that will assist you to guide the client from the initial inquiry through to lodging all of the information required by Oz Industry and then the Australian Taxation Office. So how many clients do you know that may have been doing something on research and development last week? Payments to associates. There's different rules for research and development activities. Even though the company might be on an accrual system, the payment to the associate must have actually been paid. And of course, the services rendered by the associate are very important. They need to have timesheets or some other methodology of recording time so that they have clearly documented what the associate did in the process. Capital raising, is it easy for SMEs? This is a myth. Definitely is, but it's available for SMEs. And this article talks about Section 708 of the Corporations Act. One of your clients can raise up to $2 million in a 12-month period, but only from 20 investors, and they cannot advertise or market. The purpose of this article is perhaps to trigger a response from that client or prospect that's read what will then become your newsletter. Incidentally, when your client or prospect receives it, there's no mention of ESS BIZTOOLS. You've replaced the ESS BIZTOOLS badge with your own name, details. So the clients will come and talk to you. So there's some material there on Section 708. Now we're giving you the opportunity to be able to download this edition of Business Plus, the March edition, and also the February and January edition. So you can have a look and think about how you could utilize this resource to assist you to deliver advisory services to your clients. Because this is a marketing tool. It is trying to inform your client about the types of services that your firm can offer. Now, many of your clients might think that all you're interested in doing is the cash books, the bank reconciliations, the draft financials. Or if you're an accounting firm, it could be the preparation of the tax return and having a discussion with them, in lots of cases, only once a year. What the idea of Business Plus is to enable you to communicate to your clients that you are interested in supplying them a broader range of professional services. So you have to convince them at first, and that's why we write these articles. And sometimes we run a theme going over 3 or 4 editions to make sure they're getting the picture, they're understanding, and hopefully they're going to pick up the phone or go to the keyboard and send you a message. Yes, I'd like to talk to you about this. Because every article finishes with a call to action. Let's look at this one here. If you would like to discuss capital raising for your business, please do not hesitate to contact the accountant in our organisation that you normally deal with. Now you could edit that and have, please contact Mary Brown or Jim Smith if you want to personalise it. We then had an article, investors require documentation. This is important so that your clients realize that there's a fair bit of work to be done if they're going to try to raise capital. They need a business plan, budgets, cash flow forecasts, projected balance sheets. There needs to be a calculation of how the share allocation is going to be made. So we've detailed that here so that you're pre-warning them of the services that's going to be required. Businesses only need an annual set of accounts and a tax return. I think that's a myth also, most definitely. The failure rate of small businesses in Australia is far too high. And part of the reason is the only accounting report that they're receiving is the annual set of financial accounts, which is just far too late for anyone to be using it in any way to help them manage their business. If thousands of SMEs are trying to do that, we need to educate them. And Business Plus, we believe, is a contributor to educating your clients, and indeed a whole range of other clients around Australia, about the services they need. We have What's It Mean? We run this series every year where we go through various accounting terminology to try to demystify it, to explain it, so your clients have a better idea of what is meant by current ratio, current market value, creditors' days outstanding, and how they're calculated. Then we have an article which is targeted at someone who's thinking about going into business, because hopefully you're sending the newsletters to those type of people also. They might still be prospects, but it's showing them that you've got some interest in what they're doing. They're thinking about going into business. Now, we need to be honest, I think, with people planning to go into business. It's not a bed of roses, or if it is, I've taken a long time finding it. It's enjoyable, challenging, exciting, but there is a lot of hard work. And I know some people think they're only going to work 25 hours in a week and they won't have to work weekends or nights, but it doesn't quite work like that, does it? So this article might bring a bit of reality into the thinking for some of your prospects and clients that you can show them. So that's that part of it. We talk about other things like capability statements. Are they up to date? They're a very important part of the tool case that every business needs, including you, of course. Your capability statement, is it up to date? Look at your website. Sit down and critically look at it. Is that your capability statement? Have you got everything on there? So this is trying to get your clients to think about that. At the beginning, when I first showed you, when we're going onto our site, I said there's some additional articles there. These are the reference articles. They're there. So if you want to read more about Section 708 of the Corporations Act, or private companies, or pitfalls in starting a business, we've referenced it there for you to do so. Because there's nothing worse than our newsletter going out and you then start getting inquiries and you're not quite up to speed with what Section 708 is all about. It's best if you read it. And that's why we've got the reference material there for you to use. So that's our overview of the Business Plus newsletter. We now produce it 12 months of the year, but there's also an additional edition in May each year, or whenever the federal government hands down its budget for the next 12 months. And lately, of course, there's been 2 federal budgets in a year, so we've produced 2 additional editions whereby we summarise what's in the federal budget from an SME point of view. We're not worried about what the big end of town gets out of it. We're worried about what SMEs, your clients, are going to get out of it. So it saves you writing something for them. And we also produce an end of financial year summary. We started doing that 17 years ago, and we've just continued to do it. ESS BIZTOOLS doesn't have much about taxation. We generally concentrate on advisory services, but we know that taxation is still very important. It's important for you, it's important for your clients, and that's why we write an an annual update on what's happening on taxation issues at the end of a financial year. Please download the editions of ESS Business Plus that are available for you to read. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can send me an email, please, peter@essbiztools.com.au, or telephones 0747241118, or go to our website, please, www.essbiztools.com.au, and have a look at the overview of the 4 product packages which we have, which we believe give a great range of services on advisory matters for you to then deliver to your clients. Stay safe. Have a great day. Goodbye. And I look forward to being able to talk to you in the future. Goodbye.